Our next speaker spent many years working in media. He's recently started going out by himself. He's a great martial arts aficionado. In fact, spent a year, I think, in Japan, perfecting not just the physical but the mental discipline there as well. He's also a great family man. He has 4 children. They're all boys except for 3. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please welcome Paul Goodliffe.
Mr. Chairman, ladies and gentlemen, who's the toughest person in this room? 2, come on. There was a bloke in earlier, biker, he looked pretty tough. Okay, if you're not tough, do you know someone that's tough? Can you think of someone that you rate as being tough? Let me tell you something. Every single person in this room is tough. You would not be here if you weren't. You were the one that got to the egg first, out of the many millions that left. Your ancestors, all the way back to the one that crawled out of the swamp, that turned into a monkey, that turned into a person. That's quite a quick progression, I know, but you have survived wars, famines, hunger, and plenty of diseases to be here. You are already tough. Human beings need tough times. The same way as a swordsmith hammering at a piece of metal to harden it, to turn it into something that can cut. You need those tough times. Now, our interpretation of them from one person to another is, of course, different. Who hasn't sat in an exam with a blank piece of paper and a blank mind? Who hasn't worried about keeping their job, finding their job, being promoted in their job? And we may be in the worst economic winter, I will be fair, I have ever experienced. But it is just that. It is winter, and it is hardening us. For what? I want you to visualize something. Visualize a man. He's 39 kilometers in the air. So he's not on the earth. He's in the most hostile environment a human being can be in. One stitch out on his spacesuit and his body will start to expand. His blood will try and boil itself out of his body. His name is Felix Baumgartner. And he's standing in a gondola looking over the earth. Above him is a massive balloon, the thickness of a Sainsbury's bag. We all know how difficult those are to inflate on a Saturday. He has a decision to make. Decision's probably pretty made, but is he gonna jump? Now he knows there are some tough times ahead of him over the next 4 or 5 minutes. He could go into a flat spin, and all the blood could rush away from his body, and he'll have a blackout all the way from his head to his feet. All the blood could rush from his feet to his head. He'll have a red out, and he will be out of control, and he will die. And he knows all of these things, but he looks, and there's quite a considerable crowd gathered on the internet. 8 million of them, the biggest ever. And he falls. And he immediately shoots towards the earth at the speed of a bullet. And he is in a flat spin. And he does have to control it. And he does have to draw on all of his experience of 2,000 base jumps, of all of that training to pull himself out and get himself back on course. And after 4 minutes, 30 seconds, he pulls his ripcord and his parachute opens and displays his sponsor's name to the world. And he floats down, probably the most boring bit for him because he's done this many times before, and he lands on the earth like he's stepping off a bus. His team gather around him and he celebrates with them and he points to them and said, "This man saved my life. He saved his life. His toughness, his knowledge, his experience got him down safely, and your toughness will get you and your children through too."